Welcome, travelers, to High Fantasy. I'm Brett.
I clapped and I shouldn't have clapped. You got me clapping.
I need my herb pouch. Daddy's been paying for my salt.
This
I'm part of the poop patrol, ma'am.
And I'm Emily. But I'm like, don't make the robots.
Don't make the robots crunch.
I would speak with dinosaur in a second. I have beef with DC. It's a thing. It's a whole thing.
Join us on our epic world-spanning adventures. Armed with only a bit of long-bottom leaf, we will delve into some of the most amazing worlds of imagination that have ever existed. Before we get into that, don't forget to check out our Patreon if you want to support the channel. And without further ado, let's get into it.
You can clap. You can.
Yay! Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of High Fantasy. I'm Brett.
And I'm Emily.
And today, we're going to be continuing our Fallout series. We're all the way up to Fallout 3.
That's wild.
Alright, so, starting off like we always do on these, Fallout 3 takes place in the year 2277 on the East Coast, now known as the Capital Wastes. And with a focus on Washington, D.C. is kind of like the main thing there, but it's the Capital Wasteland. That's what we're calling it. So this will be taking place 36 years after the events of Fallout 2. We'll be playing as a 19-year-old vault dweller from Vault 101, known as the Lone Wanderer.
Okay. This is this person's title.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So I believe the other ones took place, like Fallout 1, Fallout 2 took place in California.
Uh-huh.
This is going to be taking place near Washington, D.C., the Capital Wasteland on the East Coast.
Okay.
So someplace we haven't really gotten to see a lot of yet in the Fallout series, like, world. Also kind of crazy because there's, like, a canonical you started out at 19 years old.
Okay.
That is something that doesn't really happen in the other Fallout games. It's just, this is what's up.
Yeah, there's not, like,
19.
an age.
And yes, so our, like, title is The Lone Wanderer.
Okay.
Now, unfortunately, the Lone Wanderer's mother dies in childbirth, leaving our father, James, to take care of us.
Okay.
So we're, like, kind of a one-parent household.
Uh-huh.
James is a man of science, and as such is one of the Vault's best and brightest.
Alright.
So they use him for pretty much anything. Like, he's there to repair stuff, he's there to do some doctory stuff.
Okay.
He's one of the brightest minds in the Vault, and they use him as such.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like if you have, you know, a tool to do almost every job, that's this guy.
Okay.
That's James. But tragedy would strike on our 19th birthday. He goes missing.
Oh, no.
Somehow leaving the Vault. This was supposed to be impossible.
Yeah.
As the Vault door was supposed to be fully sealed until their time to leave. That was not right now. Now, after James leaves, the Overseer sends guards after us to see if we know how to get out. Or how he got out. You know, like the...
Yeah. Overseer's like, what do you know about this?
Exactly.
He wasn't supposed to leave.
If anybody's gonna know. But there's a little bit of a problem here. Like, we've talked some about the Vault, like, the Vault societies.
Yeah.
How they function. We've seen a lot of how they function in the Fallout TV series. And the thing about Vault Dwellers is a lot of them aren't really great when it comes to crisis situations.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Are they not?
Yeah, they're really, really not.
Never would have guessed that one.
Now, thinking since the Vault door has been, opened, their safety is threatened, the Vault riots.
Oh, wow. Okay, yup.
So, basically here, like, the events, you turn 19, the Vault door's open, your dad's gone for some reason, everybody finds out about this, the Overseer is trying to get a hold of everything, but does not have the guards to do so.
Oh, boy.
With the help of our childhood friend and the Overseer's daughter...
Oh,
So,
okay.
like, that is our childhood friend, is the Overseer's daughter, Amada. We leave Vault 101 to find our father.
Oh, boy.
Now, this will be the entire premise of the game.
Uh-huh.
Finding Dad.
Yeah.
Finding out why he left, finding out where he went to, events and so on and so forth. Now, we're going to find a lot of things, and there's going to be a lot that I'm skipping over here, because as we kind of venture through the waste, we find information about our dad.
Yeah.
We find people who knew him.
Okay.
Which feels weird.
Uh-huh.
Because he told us he grew up in Vault 101.
Yeah, and if nobody is ever supposed to leave or did leave, then why, how?
Exactly. Now, we're going to go all over the Capital Wasteland to places like Megaton and Galaxy News Radio. Megaton is the very first city we come across, and it's kind of like the tutorial city.
Okay.
So there's not a whole lot going on in Megaton other than like a few quests that you can do. There's a giant undetonated bomb in the middle of the city.
Oh, fun. That's always good.
But we're going to also meet people such as Three Dog, the DJ of Galaxy News Radio, and Moira Brown, the founder of the Wasteland Survival Guide.
Okay.
So some of these characters will be mentioned later in other games, etc., but again, not prevalent to the main story, really.
Yeah. Or NPCs.
We start to find out some stuff about our dad as we travel that starts to make us wonder about him as a person. Like, he told us that he grew up in Vault 101. Nah, it's a full lie. What else could he be hiding?
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. Now, our travel leads us to Rivet City.
Okay.
A large city built on an old aircraft carrier.
Oh, that's fun.
And you will find, like, again, there are a lot of those quirky things going on here, just like a lot of the other Fallout games.
Yeah.
Where it's like a city built around an unexploded nuclear bomb. That seems dumb.
That's a little unsafe, I think.
But they have, like, a whole story for it. But again, like, Rivet City, genius.
Yeah.
Kind of a genius idea for the most part. Huge area, lots of space for everybody. They even have, like, decks built out specifically for merchants and trade, and they have a giant swinging drawbridge that connects it to the mainland and the port.
That's really smart.
Makes it really hard for raiders to get a hold of there if they just kind of yoink.
Okay.
Now, here we're going to find our biggest clue as to who our dad is. We find Dr. Madison Lee.
Okay.
Now, she was one of our father's old co-workers. She tells us that basically she and our father's life work was something called Project Purity.
Okay.
The plan is to use a huge water purifier to purify all the water in the tidal basin and eventually the whole Potomac River. This purifier was built in the Jefferson Memorial, kind of like as a, if things go really bad, this is something that can be used for that.
Yeah.
So they created this, they, started working on it, trying to get it to work, couldn't figure out how to get it to work. And again, these people are geniuses, so it's insane that they weren't quite able to figure it out.
Right.
But after due to multiple setbacks and the death of our character's mother, James would abandon the project and with us in his arms, flee to Vault 101.
How did he get in?
Basically, he was able to offer them something that they didn't have. Remember how I said he was kind of like their everything man?
Yeah.
He was able to fix and do things that no one else was able to do.
So he
basically went and knocked on the door and was like, hey,
please let me in!
I have all this knowledge. And they were like, oh man, we really need somebody like you. So they made an exception. And if you go into the logs in Vault 101, you can actually see when the vault was opened.
Oh, dang, okay.
And it was almost 19 years ago.
Oh, right when you were a baby!
Yep, right when you were born. So with this knowledge, we now know that this is... Our dad didn't start out in Vault 101. But he was a pretty good guy, and his whole goal was to try to bring pure water to the Capital Wasteland. Pretty admirable goal in, a nuclear society. Now, after following James's trail to the Jefferson Memorial, which is like the next place we find out about because of Madison Lee, we find that he left to go talk to someone in Vault 112.
Okay.
This is where, for the very first time in the game, we actually get to see our father after he leaves the vault.
Okay.
Until this point, it's a big game of just, he's always a little bit ahead of us. Like, we're on his trail, and we're trying to find him, but he's always left by the time we get there.
Uh-huh.
Until we get to this place.
Okay.
Now, the whole point about Vault 12 is the vault itself was built to be a giant, like, virtual reality experiment.
Okay.
So it has a bunch of these virtual reality pods in it.
Uh-huh.
That are built to basically transport the vault dwellers anywhere they want to go.
Yeah.
Kind of like a fun thing, you know, it's like nobody's really tried these before. That's a great experiment to have in a vault. Let's do it.
For sure.
Well, the vault overseer was a man named Stanislaus Braun.
Uh-huh.
A genius.
Okay.
Also a psychopath.
Cool. Love that for us.
We find out after getting to Vault 112 that he trapped the entire population of the vaults in a simulation.
Oh, that's messed up.
Most of them believe that they are in, like, this is reality. They don't remember who they actually were.
Yeah.
And here's where we get into one of the craziest moments in the game, because it's called Tranquility Lane.
Uh-huh.
This is one of the biggest moments in Fallout. Like, a lot of people will look back on this and be like, oh, for Tranquility Lane, because it emphasizes something that Stanislaus Braun found incredibly interesting. So he loved playing with people, he loved toying with them, they were literally his pawns, and he got to control them and move them around, right?
Yeah.
He loved doing that. And so he appears in the simulation as a little girl.
Oh boy.
And she's on the playground, she's like bullying people, all this stuff, because why not?
Yeah.
He wants to see how much pain he can put people through just for fun.
Oh boys.
And a lot of the times that's kind of just psychologically torturing people, right? Well, during, like, pre-war times, there was this mass murderer.
Uh-huh.
Called the Pint-Sized Slasher.
Oh boy.
It was like pretty prolific serial unaliver.
Yeah.
Let's say. And the idea was they went around with a clown mask and a like kitchen knife.
Oh, cool.
And people would just be unalived in a very large area wherever they would show up.
Cool.
He wants you to live out this fantasy for him.
Okay,
and
my guy.
unalive all of the members of Tranquility Lane.
No! Bad man.
It starts off pretty, like, basic, right? Where he's like, I just want you to go steal this person's watch, or I want you to go punch this kid till he cries, or, you know, blah, 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 blah. And the problems escalate with his request because you're basically like, hey, you have my dad, let him go.
Yeah, like,
and he's
stop.
like, yeah, you're my toy now, and so is he. So if you want me to let you guys go, you gotta do something for me. I grow ever so bored of these simulations, so I want you to do this stuff for me. Because it's more fun that way.
Oh boy.
So, if you follow through with Stanislaus Braun's requests, your character can go from, like, Saint of the Wastelands to reviled devil.
Oh boy. Like,
because you lose so much karma.
But it's not your fault, though.
It's not your fault. But the acts you are doing are inherently evil.
Yeah.
It's the same, like, the karma system was kind of rough, because even if you stole from a bad person, you still lost karma.
Uh-huh.
Which was just kind of dumb, and everybody agreed it was just kind of dumb. But, you know, it gets into the morals of asking someone if they do something, is it inherently good or bad?
Yeah.
And then it depends on the situation, and it depends on the person if they determine if that is good or bad. But the game just automatically has set values of, like, if you steal from anyone for any reason, it's evil. And it's like, that's kind of stupid. But
a game can't really read the moral ramifications.
Exactly. It's like, this thing was set to owned and you took from it, that is you lose karma. Which is, I hate that, but anyway. So, there is a way around it if you are clever enough.
Okay.
there is a workaround in the system itself that will allow you to basically cause a system reset and free everybody from their pods.
Oh boy, okay.
So you don't have to do any of Stanislaus Braun's BS.
Uh-huh.
Because basically, if you tell him no, he'll just he'll like look at you and be like, okay, cool. Well, like after a couple hundred years in here, I'm sure you'll be more than likely to take my deal.
And you're like, you evil little bitch.
Yeah, exactly. And then you just kind of leave. And, but you find out about this, and you fix it. You leave. You're good. And now you're reunited with your dad.
Cool.
Who tells you that the entire reason that he was coming here was because he needed to talk to the Vault 112 overseer, Stanislaus Braun, because it turns out this is the guy who made and invented the Gek.
Oh, so he... Oh, wow!
Yeah, so
this psycho is... Oh, cool!
Yeah, this psychopath
cool.
made what would, like, create Vault City.
Wow.
Like, without this guy, we would have pretty much no greenery in the wastelands.
That's crazy.
So, there's a lot of people who have been like, was it worth keeping him around?
Right? Like, ooh, that's wild.
So, that's where we find out a little bit about what was going on at Vault 112. That's where we find out who Stanislaus Braun is. And that's where we find out... Because your father, James, is... Basically, he's convinced that the answer to why the purifier won't work lies within the Gek.
Okay, that makes sense, I suppose.
Yeah, he's like, if I can get the Gek, and if I can get it to work, and I can figure out its intricate workings, and etc., I can solve the problem for the purifier.
Yeah.
And who better to talk to than the person who made the Gek?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that's how he got trapped in the simulation.
Okay.
So it was this whole, like, big, father-child moment where you get to, like, be reunited with your dad. It's been this whole thing, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Now, there is still stuff to be done, right? So, you, with your dad, go back, to the Washington Memorial.
Okay.
And with your help, he and Dr. Lee start working on Project Purity again.
Okay.
Unfortunately, there's another power interested in Project Purity.
Okay.
The Enclave.
Oh, boy.
And we remember the Enclave from Fallout 2. They were what's left of the pre-war military.
Yeah.
And their whole point is trying to bring back true America.
Yeah. Ooh. I don't like the Enclave.
Yes, but we thought that they were destroyed in the events of Fallout 2 when we blew up their oil rig base that they had out in the middle of the Pacific, where their president was.
Okay.
We assumed that the Enclave was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had more than just that oil rig base.
Shocker.
So we know, and we've seen, like, there's a whole thing called Enclave Radio. In this game.
Okay.
And we hear the tales of John Henry Eden, president of the Enclave.
Okay.
And how, he is all about good old-fashioned American values, right? He's like apple pie, mom, white picket fences, everything. This guy is what you could say back in, like, the 40s was the ideal president.
Yeah.
And every time you hear him over Enclave Radio, he's like, "Dear sweet America, don't worry, the Enclave is coming to help you. And we're bringing clean water," like all these promises, all this stuff, blah, 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 right? So just keep that in mind.
Mind inside.
So, we're at this place, the Enclave has come with their suits of power armor, and there's a guy called General Autumn.
Uh-huh.
He's with them to take control of Project Purity.
Okay.
Our dad does not like this.
Yeah, he's like, this is my project.
Our dad doesn't like this at all because he knows the Enclave.
Oh, boy.
And he knows that they're up to no good here.
Yeah.
And he has a discussion that we're not really privy to.
Okay.
With Colonel Autumn, or General Autumn. And our father decides to make a decision.
Uh-huh.
He decides to self-terminate to save Project Purity.
So that they don't have the information that's in his brain.
Well, he goes a step further there.
Oh boy.
Saving us as he fills the main control room full of radiation.
Oh, he's gonna take out them too!
With a bunch of the Enclave and himself inside.
Oh boy! He's like, I'm not letting these people.
Yep. So given the
Ouch,
choice
dang.
of, like, working for these people or self-termination, he chose self-termination. Just absolutely unaliving a bunch of the Enclave members that were there at the time, and he would have unalived Colonel Autumn, except he had just taken an experimental drug to make himself immune to radiation.
Oh, this little mofo.
But he passed out. Now, this gives us and Dr. Lee time to run.
Okay.
So the Enclave can't use Project Purity because the main control panel the main control area is just full of radiation. Anybody that gets anywhere near it, instant unalive.
Oh, dang. Okay.
And if you remember, they are very much of the Purity idea, so it's not like they have any ghouls or anybody who can just go flip the switch.
Yeah, no, they don't have anybody on their team who's like, oh, we got this.
Now, after our escape, Dr. Lee and the Lone Wanderer seek help from the only people who can stop the Enclave.
Okay.
The Brotherhood of Steel.
Yeah! Morally Grey Brotherhood!
Yeah, led by Elder Lions.
Ooh! Okay.
Right? What a cool name.
Like
this is probably the best version of the Brotherhood that we have ever yet to see.
Okay.
They're a lot more understanding.
Alright, then we gotta have a good guy here.
Yeah, they're not the best, because they still have their own prejudices and problems, but they are still for the wasteland.
Yeah.
They believe that.
Okay.
They agree to help, but while they get their forces together, someone needs to find a Gek, because we're going to need that for the parts to actually get Project Purity up and running.
Yeah.
Because we're promising them that we can get everybody in the wasteland clean water.
Oh, dang. Okay.
And so in return for that, they're going to help us kick the Enclave back into the Stone Age.
I love that. We need an army, and the Brotherhood is an army.
Yes. We're fighting power armor with power armor, and it's this really cool moment, and we don't really get this often in Fallout, at least in the beginning, where you have two large military forces, like, clashing with what is considered the biggest weapon that we have to offer, which is power armor.
Okay.
So seeing two forces duke it out in power armor is amazingly iconic.
Yeah.
Because it's this big, like, Clash of the Titans moment.
Yeah.
Where you have these big Brotherhood knights fighting these big Enclave knights.
Oh, yeah.
Really cool, really fun. So, we just so happen to find out that there is a Gek in a nearby vault.
Oh boy, which vault is it?
Vault 87.
Okay.
Can you imagine what's happening in Vault 87?
I don't know, probably nothing good, if I am following the patterns of vaults.
Alright, it's all the good stuff. Yeah, like, there can't be anything to waylay us or stop us here at all.
No,
right?
no,
like,
that's not how Fallout works.
We're just gonna go and there's gonna be a Gek and it's gonna be easy.
Yeah, super easy.
So just so happens that Vault 87 is an FEV vault.
Oh, cool.
Now here we are going to meet a super mutant by the name of Fox. F-A-W-K-E-S, Fox.
Okay.
He is a prime mutant who we befriend.
Okay.
Now, Fox is interesting because he is basically bullied.
Uh-huh.
So he is a super mutant, but he's intelligent.
Uh-huh.
And the other mutants kind of view him as like an outsider.
Yeah.
So they beat the crap out of him regularly.
Oh, fucking nerd.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, we'll have to bleep that out.
And
My bad.
The funniest part is, like, that's exactly what happens. Like, he's getting basically shoved into the locker, but he's also a large super mutant, right?
That's crazy.
So when we meet him, he's basically like, my other brothers don't really enjoy having what you would call intellectual conversation. So he taught himself with the computer terminals in Vault 87.
Okay.
He taught himself how to read. He taught himself how to write. All this fun stuff.
So aren't intelligent super mutants made from, like, humans?
Yes.
Do they just not retain their memory?
Sometimes yes and no. It's a big...
It depends on the story they're telling and what they want the answer
really
to be.
does. It really does. Yes, you found it. You found the answer.
I found a plot hole!
You found it. We're gonna glide right over it. So with our new super buddy Fox at our side, we take out all of the super mutants in Vault 87.
Nice.
And we
Cool.
fight our way to the Gek.
Okay.
Now, a Gek is basically a briefcase.
Okay.
Whatever it is, and we to this day don't know,
Ooh.
it's in a briefcase.
Okay, well, all we know is the briefcase part.
And it has Gek right on the side. Now, we get the Gek, and we start to head back to the Brotherhood of Steel. But we get caught by the Enclave.
That tracks.
Because again, nothing can be simple.
Nothing is easy in Fallout.
Nothing is easy. So they find us, they knock us unconscious, and we get taken back to a place called Raven Rock.
Okay.
This is the Enclave base for Fallout 3. And we get to meet President John Henry Eden.
The man himself.
The man himself. We wake up in a cell.
Cool.
And we are told that the president wants to talk to us.
Cool.
Now, when we're told this, on our way there, General Autumn decides he's gonna just kind of do a bit of a coup.
Oh, fun.
Because he doesn't really like President Eden doing this stuff, like talking to us.
He's like, I'm not into his decision, so we're just gonna make my own.
Exactly. He's taking over the Enclave. That's he's gonna take it over. Now, there's a lot here. A lot.
Okay.
But we're gonna go over just a little bit of it, just to make it understandable what's happening here.
I'm here for it.
John Henry Eden is not a real person.
Oh.
John Henry Eden is a supercomputer.
Okay.
A Zax supercomputer, who basically found out what was going on with the Enclave, made up a false persona of John Henry Eden.
Yeah.
And told everybody that he was the next president in line.
Okay.
So he went to the remains, like the Enclave remnants, and he unified them.
Okay.
Under John Henry Eden.
Okay, in like a cool way, or in a like it's still a bad way?
It's a bad way. It's
cool.
It's a bad way. Because he built off of what the previous president was planning to do. Do you remember what the previous president of the Enclave from Fallout 2 was planning to do?
Yes. He was planning to kill all of the people who had been exposed to radiation.
Yes!
Yes!
Correct, so
I remember things.
As we both know in great detail, he was planning on using...
He was using a strain of FEV that he was manufacturing to specifically target anybody who'd been exposed to radiation. And that's any type of radiation, even if you're not ghouls.
Yep. Good job! I'm so proud of you!
I remembered!
I'm so proud of you! That's great. So, yeah, he was planning on using an aerosolized version of this new weaponized FEV strain to basically unalive everybody that was on the coast.
Yeah.
And then, after they were all gone, the Enclave could take over. And the Enclave are the only people it wouldn't affect.
Yeah.
Because they have quote-unquote pure genes.
Because they're pure!
So, John Henry Eden saw this plan, and he saw it didn't get to come to fruition.
And he's like, that's a shame.
And he was like, man, they were so close. Like, that. He's like, this is the best chance to bring back America. This is perfect. So this supercomputer made John Henry Eden, faked it, and contacted all of the Enclave members back at Raven Rock
Okay.
and told them, I'm your president, John Henry Eden.
Deal with it.
And they were like, oh, that's actually really good because we were kind of just panicking because our president was on the oil rig that just blew up.
And, like, we don't know how to do leadership without this one guy.
This is great.
Can I make a really quick prediction?
Mm-hmm.
Is the reason they want the water purifier so they can put the unalive chemical inside the water?
Oh my gosh. You could have been a writer for Fallout 3.
Yeah, baby! We got there!
So, yes. John Henry Eden has a plan. He wants you to take a dose of this modified FEV.
Yeah.
And he wants you to add it to Project Purity.
He's trying to recruit you?
Yeah!
The people who literally, like, unalived a bunch of people in a meeting because they didn't like them?
Yep.
This guy doesn't have a lot of brains on him, does he?
Yeah. Not exactly the smartest nut in the turf,
Not the smartest supercomputer, okay?
Not the smartest supercomputer. Now, you can actively, there's a few ways to deal with this, but in a lot of them, it basically just ends with our character leaving the base. Scot-free.
Okay, that's okay.
And we don't really have to deal with Autumn right now. We can.
Okay.
If we want to, that's definitely an option. We don't have to. We don't have to.
Okay.
And we'll even see some nods back to Fallout 2 if we explore the base a little bit here, where they have cages full of death claws.
Okay.
But yes, just like in Fallout 2, these death claws have been experimented on with FEV.
Okay, fun.
Yeah. But we can take out this whole base if we want to.
We should.
Yeah, like that's an option.
It's a good option.
Or we can take the vial and we can leave peacefully.
Okay, well, I mean, just because you took the vial doesn't mean you have to use it, right?
Exactly. So there's this big moment here where a lot of stuff is about to happen.
Uh-huh.
But pretty much no matter what we choose, we leave and join the Brotherhood.
Okay.
In unaliving the Enclave.
We like it.
Using a pre-war robot, and this is one of my favorite things ever. It's called Liberty Prime.
Yeah! Liberty Prime!
And Liberty Prime talks almost exactly like Optimus Prime.
Oh, that's great.
And it's a giant robot that was built by the American forces to basically invade communist China.
That's amazing. That's incredible.
Insane, right?
Yeah.
But he'll say things like, "For America!" like all as he's just stomping Enclave soldiers. Great. It's a beautiful moment. He ends up kind of getting defeated. There's a whole thing there, but here we get into the events of no one's quite exactly sure what happens.
Okay.
Because by the time we get there, we confront General Autumn or Colonel Autumn or whatever the heck his name is.
Yeah.
Autumn. And we are forced to either unalive this guy or convince him to run away with his tail between his legs.
Okay.
Because he's basically waiting there.
Uh-huh.
We find out that Project Purity is about to self-destruct unless somebody activates it.
Oh boy, okay.
And we're kind of just there. So originally, what they wanted to have happen here was they wanted to have a good ending and a bad ending.
Yeah.
So you either choose to heroically sacrifice yourself, running into the main chamber and turning on Project Purity.
Oh boy, okay.
And in so doing, get a lethal dose of radiation and you are toasted.
Yeah.
Or you can convince Fox to do it.
Okay.
Because he won't be affected by the radiation.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember 100% if this was the canon event, like this could actually happen, or if somebody had to mod it in. But I know there was a bunch of people who actively pointed out, like, this is so dumb! We have a super mutant right here in our party who's immune to radiation.
Like, why can't we just
send him in? Because it was trying to survive to get to the place you had to hit the button. Was really hard.
Yeah.
You had to have a lot of radiation gear on, even to make it there.
Yeah.
But there's the idea that this is where the Lone Wanderer story ends.
Okay.
They heroically sacrifice themselves, and they bring pure water to the capital wasteland, right? This is an option. It's not the only option.
Okay.
This is kind of cemented in the fact that there was a DLC called Broken Steel. Which, for the very first time ever in a DLC here, we get to continue the game because the DLC continues the game after the events of the actual ending.
Okay. Interesting.
So a lot of people are like, canonically, the Lone Wanderer has to have lived or Broken Steel couldn't exist.
Okay, that makes sense.
And you wake up in the Brotherhood.
Oh?
And depending on your choices, either Project Purity was turned on, or Project Purity was infected with FEV.
Oh no!
Now, if you infected the water with FEV, and you try to drink it, it unalives you.
Oh boy, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And anyone else from the Wasteland who was not a pure, untainted genetic sample.
That's wild.
Kind of crazy, huh?
Yeah.
But if not, the capital Wasteland has pure drinking water.
That's really cool.
But there's a problem.
Oh?
The Brotherhood of Steel has basically been forced to be the people to dole this out.
Oh, so now there's a new person it's like a Mad Max situation.
A lot of people are showing up for free water. And somebody's got to regulate it, or else everybody's going to just get in there and contaminate it again.
Yeah.
So they're running a lot of problems just being run thin. Because everybody wants clean drinking water, right?
Yeah.
Well, another thing they have to do is they have to have water shipments, where they are shipping the water to settlements that can't come and get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember how I told you water's basically currency?
Yeah, people, raiders,
yeah,
skinners.
Raiders. So a lot of their water shipments are getting hit.
And it makes a lot of sense.
And so that's kind of the events of Broken Steel, as you'll go and do that. But with this, we have the canonical ending for Fallout 3. Our character brings pure drinking water to the wasteland, and then kind of just disappears into obscurity. Nobody really knows what happened to the Lone Wanderer from Fallout 3.
That's crazy.
Now, obviously the self-sacrifice thing would have been really interesting, but a lot of people didn't end up liking that you had to sacrifice your character in order to get the good ending.
Yeah,
so
that's rough.
eventually they made it so you didn't have to do that. And that was kind of the better ending to things.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh yeah.
You
got this far, you might as well be able to see it through.
Exactly. Now there are a few things to talk about here.
Okay.
For one, Fallout 3 was not made by the same people who made Fallout 1 and Fallout 2.
Oh, okay.
So Fallout 3 was made by Bethesda.
Okay, yeah.
And the others were made by a gaming studio that doesn't really exist anymore.
Okay.
So Bethesda bought the rights to Fallout.
Yeah.
For almost like $2 million.
Dang, okay.
But they had the full rights to do it.
Yeah.
Todd Howard was really worried when he was making it.
Because
their idea for Fallout was a lot different than what people were used to.
Oh, yeah. So they're like, oh, we're changing this game that people already like. I hope they still like it.
Exactly that. Now, the biggest change to the Fallout franchise in Fallout 3 would be the fact that instead of being a third-person, top-down view of like an RPG kind of game,
yeah,
turn-based, we would have a first-person shooter game.
Yeah.
where the character would actually get to explore the wasteland, and I think that was a great idea.
I mean, look at it now. You know, like, yeah, it was iconic. It ended up working.
Yes.
It was a hit.
It worked out extraordinarily well. But there were some fans who did not agree with this at all, and Bethesda started getting a bunch of death threats.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
To the point of, for the very first time ever, Bethesda had to hire a security guard.
Wow, that's crazy.
There was enough public outrage that they had to hire a security guard because they were actively being threatened.
That's wild. Like, if you don't like something new, that's fine. You don't have to, like, consume it. Like, and people are afraid of change, you know?
Uh-huh.
Like, I get it. Like, there's no obligation for you to like this new thing. But death threats is never okay. Like,
no,
you don't get to, like, threaten somebody and just be like, yeah, I'm totally justified in this because you didn't like their video game. You know, like, that's bad.
Right. So because of this, like, because of the way the game works, we ended up getting to see a lot of really cool stuff that I don't think would have been super visible or would have translated nearly as well from that over-the-top third-person, perspective. It felt a lot more personal. The conversations you were having with people felt easier. Like, actually being able to traverse stuff and look around with your character themselves with that, like, full view.
Yeah.
Was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And, I'm going to be honest, I'm biased because I started out in Fallout 3.
Yeah.
That was where I first started playing the game series, so I'm probably a little bit biased about it.
And I think that'll happen with anything, is that, like, when it's the thing that you started with, you're going to enjoy it. When it changed of the thing that you love, it's going to be upsetting.
Exactly.
But it's totally fair for everybody each to have their own thing, you know?
Yeah. Now this game, again, like I said, it does have some characters that are, at the very least, mentioned.
Yeah.
Later. Such as Moira Brown, who we met all the way back in Megaton. And I do think they did a very good job in Fallout 3 of doing, like, tutorial missions.
Yeah.
So Moira was our biggest tutorial.
Okay.
If you ask me. Because, like, our tutorial starts all the way back in Vault 101 as a baby.
Oh boy, okay.
Where it shows us, like, this is how you move. Here's your controls. Here's how to put points into your special stats. Here's, like, blah, blah, blah. But when we get out into the wasteland, we need somebody to teach us what violence looks like.
Yeah.
What radiation looks like.
Yeah.
Like, what the creatures of the wasteland look like. Where to look for loot. Where to find goods, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And we are given these quests by Moira Brown.
That's awesome.
Because she's trying to write a book called The Wasteland Survival Guide.
That's so fun.
Because she's like, there's a lot of people out in the wasteland that I think could benefit from a book that tells them where to scavenge for food. How much radiation their bodies can take in general without being, mutated.
Overload. Yeah.
Like, how to get rid of radiation when they are that way. Like, how to deal with a lot of blunt force trauma or, like, problems with their body if they step on a landmine. All this stuff.
That's a very clever way to do a tutorial.
Right?
That's all it is. It's a tutorial of the game, but that's fun. It
was so cool. I loved it so much. And the neat thing is, in the events of Fallout 4, we actually have people that talk about the Wasteland Survival Guide and how it saved their lives.
That's awesome.
So the events, like the kind of effects of the Lone Wanderer have echoing events all the way into the next game.
That's so fun.
So we also get to see a brand new area instead, where it's like Fallout 1 and 2 take place roughly in the same area.
Uh-huh.
And it's just, okay, time has passed, things have changed, etc., etc., which, don't get me wrong, I thought was very cool and very fun.
Yeah.
But obviously, the planet Earth is a pretty big place.
It is.
So
it is a large place.
Getting to see kind of like, oh, what happened to Washington, D.C.? That would be one of the biggest places where the bombs would hit.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
And we get to kind of see what happened to Washington, D.C.
That's so fun.
So it's the first time we really get to kind of expand on our areas. And they brought back a bunch of, like, fun things from Fallout 2. So many callbacks.
That's so fun.
Et cetera, et cetera. And we would even get to see, theoretically, the end of a story that has been going since Fallout 1.
Okay, which story?
It followed a little NPC called Harold.
Harold! Tree Man!
Mm-hmm.
That's so fun.
You find out that after the events of Fallout 2, Harold decided he was going to travel the world.
Okay.
So he did. He left and he went on adventures and he did all this stuff. And then one day he got really tired.
And he took a nap.
And he took a nap.
And then he didn't. He couldn't move.
And then when he woke up, he couldn't move because Bob, the tree that was growing out of his head, had decided to take root.
Harold's story is the most tragic of all the Fallout ones.
This was very sad.
Yeah.
Obviously. But, depending on how the Lone Wanderer chooses to deal with this, there's a lot of ways that Harold might still be alive in Fallout today.
Okay. Tell me more.
So, what we didn't understand was that Fallout's tree, or Harold's tree, had been dropping fruit for a long time. And everywhere he went on these adventures and these journeys, it had been dropping fruits.
Yeah.
And these seeds would turn into trees. He was essentially re-greenifying the wasteland just by going on these adventures. And when he stops, he creates a forest.
Uh-huh.
And it's nuts. We can choose, he kind of wants to be put out of his misery.
He's like, I can't move and this sucks, man.
And this sucks. But we can choose to apply a salve to his organs that have been basically spread throughout the ground. Because he's not really him anymore.
No.
And we can apply this salve to his, organs, and it will stop him from growing. He won't continue to spread throughout the wasteland. This is good and bad in a way.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't keep growing, he can't ever be not himself.
Yeah.
So, there's a chance if he keeps growing that there will be nothing left of him, eventually. And so we can do that.
Uh-huh.
Or we can apply a poison to these organs. We can go and destroy them, and if we do, he's gone.
Uh-huh.
Or we can be extremely cruel, and we can pull out a flamethrower and we can set him on fire.
What the hell?
Yeah. That's an
up.
option.
The fact that that's even an option is messed up, but that's kind of the name of the game with Fallout, isn't it?
Yeah, Harold will scream in agony as his last moments are painful, and we complete the quests.
That's messed up.
Extraordinarily.
That's messed up, man.
Extraordinarily. This game also introduced a bunch of what I feel like are extremely fun mechanics.
Uh-huh.
And, kind of ideas, right? So, there was Harold, and we finally got the answer to that.
Oh.
But also, this introduced a new kind of settlement that we've never really thought about or really revisited.
Okay.
Called Little Lamplight.
Oh, Little Lamplight. You've told me about this before. It's the one with all the kids, right?
Yeah, it's all the kids. This is actually one of the ways that you can get into Vault 87.
Okay.
There is, in the back of the cave that these children have set up as a settlement, is an entrance to Vault 87.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fun.
It's kind of dope. And it's just made up of little kids.
Yeah.
But if you grow too old, you have to leave Little Lamplights.
Yeah.
And you have to go to another settlement called Big Town.
Because it's all the grown-ups.
It's all the
that love Little Lamplight.
Yeah, and they leave little supply packages and stuff out for the kids until eventually the kids go to Big Town.
That's so cute.
But it was... What a unique idea.
Yeah.
What a crazy thought that there's just a group of children that are surviving in the wastelands.
Yeah, that's wild.
They have their own settlement and they just chill there. Oh, okay. That's actually really cool.
That's really adorable.
Another place that I thought was amazing in Fallout 3 was the Lincoln Memorial.
Okay.
Like Abe Lincoln.
Yeah.
Now, you'll also recall how in the Fallout games I've said slavery is pretty prevalent.
Yeah.
Because with the fall of society, a lot of bad people are able to do a lot of terrible things.
Yeah.
Well, there was this dude who was he was a runaway slave.
Okay.
You know, he had been captured, he got away, and where should he find himself after running away from his captors? But the Lincoln Memorial.
Oh boy, okay.
So the guy who's like responsible for freeing this, like it was like
he read that plaque and he was like, yes.
Exactly. So he started reading. He's like, I found this guy and he was amazing, and the history books call him the Great Emancipator, and you know, like all this stuff. So he takes Abe Lincoln's philosophy into like heart, and he creates a whole group in the Lincoln Memorial dedicated to helping and freeing slaves.
That's incredible. We love that.
So cool!
So cool.
Like, so cool. such a great idea. Now, there's a lot to talk about for Fallout 3, but I just want to kind of go over some of the finer points really, really quick.
Yeah.
There were a total of 5 DLCs released for this game.
Okay.
Which was uncommon, because a lot of the time it was 3 to 4.
Yeah.
This one had 5. We had the Operation Anchorage, which was so fun. Because you got to, basically, you find out that, I think it's the Brotherhood and a group of Enclave soldiers, something along these lines, they are all trying to crack into this pre-war vault.
Okay.
The only way to get into it is by running a system called Project Anchorage.
Okay.
Where they're going to put you in a virtual pod, and you have to survive to the end of this army training for Anchorage, Alaska.
That's so fun.
If you survive all the way to the end, the vault will open.
Okay.
No one has survived yet.
That's wild.
And they just keep plugging new people in there.
That's wild.
If you manage to do it, the vault opens, there's this big gunfight, people don't like being there, blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
And so, generally, you can walk out of this encounter with so much power armor. Oh my
crazy.
gosh. And you get the Anchorage, Alaska pre-war power armor set.
Okay.
That was used by the soldiers in Anchorage.
That's wild.
So cool. You get the Zhang Wei or whatever shock sword, which is one of the best melee weapons in the game.
Whoa.
Heavy weapons everywhere, mines, grenades. It's a whole armory.
It makes so much sense. It makes so much sense.
So fun. It was incredible. Loved that DLC. And the craziest part was, they managed to get your character to Alaska without ever having to leave the capital wasteland.
What?
Because you just go into the Virtuodome. Like, you go into the little pod, and you're in Anchorage, Alaska. And you're a soldier in the war for Anchorage, Alaska.
That makes so much sense.
So, super fun. Really cool. Love that DLC. Then, there was the Pit.
Okay.
Obviously, i.e. Pittsburgh.
It makes so much sense.
After the war, because Pittsburgh, obviously, very large city, got nuked to crap.
Oh, yeah.
Well, do you know one of the largest exports of Pittsburgh?
I don't, actually.
Steel.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
They had very, very large steel factories in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Kind of a commodity in the wasteland. Not really something that people are just selling bars of steel. So, it gets taken over, and a bunch of slaves are brought here all the time to work the steel mill.
Yeah.
Ending up being your character at one point, and you have to, get in there.
Get in there, get your hands dirty.
Free the people. You know? We already talked a little bit about Point Lookout. Or not Point Lookout, Broken Steel. It being like, this is the DLC that lets you continue the game after it's technically over. And with that, this gives us a little bit more information on the canonical ending of what happened. We don't know if the character ended up putting FEV in the water or if they didn't. A lot of people assume they didn't. Because, if they did, pretty much everybody would be gone.
Right, it's like there wouldn't be anybody left here, so...
Seems pretty obvious that they did it, but, I guess you could say that they did, and we just haven't seen that everyone in the capital wasteland is gone, but, whatever. There was Point Lookout, which basically you find out that there's this riverboat trader, and he's been selling something called punga fruit. And you go hang out with him, and you find out that he gets these punga fruits from a place, I want to say it's Massachusetts, somewhere like that.
Okay.
Which our character gets to go there. On this riverboat. And these punga fruits have the ability to absorb and filter radiation.
What? That's
amazingly
wild.
Good, right? Stupidly good. So this, again, for the very first time in any Fallout game, has given us a way to remove radiation without Radaway. We just use punga fruits.
That's wild!
And if you eat punga fruits, it will actually restore health and get rid of your radiation.
That's crazy!
Super good!
That feels like it shouldn't be possible.
But down here, we're gonna get into a lot of the, crazy swamp folk stuff.
Yeah.
Where there's, a bunch of inbreeding plus mutation equals what you find in the swamps in this place.
That makes a lot of sense.
We also find a pint-sized slasher mask. So we're assuming that the pint-sized slasher was actually in this location.
Okay.
Called Point Pleasant. And this might be where they met their end.
That's wild.
But there's a whole story, obviously, for Point Lookout. It's super fun. I loved it.
Yeah.
Because they added so many new weapons. There was so much new armor. So many new places to explore. It was just good.
Yeah.
Just good. And there's a whole cult that worships punga fruit.
That's fun.
Hilarious. But by the end of it, we can come back here whenever we want by just taking that boat back.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's awesome.
That's so fun.
The thing that kind of gets us to take this riverboat is that there's a lady there that says her daughter left and never came back.
Oh, boy.
And this is where she was basically trying to beg the riverboat captain to tell her what happened, blah blah blah. And he's like, she's probably just having a good time and doesn't want to come back to work. It's fine, whatever, shush up.
And you're like, that's not suspicious.
And you're like, that's not good. So she begs us to go find her daughter, and that's kind of the main story we're following.
Yeah.
When we go to Point Lookout.
Okay.
But the last one is my favorite DLC of any Fallout game ever, and it's the Mothership Zeta. Well, no, I lie. I did really enjoy Old World Blues. Super loved Old World Blues in Fallout New Vegas, but we'll get to that later. Mothership Zeta. Confirmed aliens exist in the Fallout universe. They're called Zetans, and they have a mothership, and we get abducted.
That's incredible. What a way to do a DLC.
Right?
That's just so good.
And if you're gonna have science fiction, which is what Fallout is, you gotta have aliens.
Just
aliens fit there so perfectly. So we get abducted, beamed up to Mothership Zeta. We get all of our equipment stripped from us. We get put into a room with another, follower, or, human,
Yeah.
And we basically have to come up with a way for them to open the doors and try and let us out.
Yeah.
And we discuss, try and find out, okay, what should we do? What should we do? Oh, they'll come in if we start fighting to break us up. So then we have to just, start throwing melee hands, trying to get the things to open up, and if they do, we gotta, quickly overpower the alien that comes in, and then we gotta steal his little, shock baton and go fight off some more aliens and get all our actual gear back, and then we gotta take over the ship by force.
That's wild.
like little rats.
Like rats.
But I loved the idea of this DLC because it let us explore something that, for one, that's canon now.
Yeah.
Like, it's canon that aliens exist in the Fallout universe. We know that now to be true. And what a big reveal, right?
That's great.
Enormous. But the other thing that I find really crazy is it let us do something in a DLC that we have never seen in the Fallout games, which is we were able to activate the Zeton Death Ray.
What?
And it basically fires a nuke. And we can see it impact Earth.
Where?
And you would think that's where it ends, right? You know, like, you get to see it, it's cool, you get to see kind of the destructive power of the aliens, and that's it. No. You actually can explore the crater that you blow up.
That's crazy.
And there's a bunch of high-level loot and stuff to explore.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Where did you blow up?
Near Washington, D.C.
Just anywhere, just a random location?
I forget the exact location. It's been a while, and I didn't write that down.
Sorry.
Where exactly is it?
What is
Coordinates.
I want the details.
I want the GPS location. But yes, this is. I thought it was really cool that they allowed you to, like, create a new zone essentially.
Yeah.
Just by clicking a button.
That's dope.
And you can so easily bypass it if you don't know it's there.
Aww.
Like, I didn't know it was a thing until I'd played through it, like, 3 times, and I was like, oh my gosh! I just blew up someplace in the world. And then I started playing, like, got out of the mothership, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute, that wasn't there before.
What?
Oh, man. So it was just really cool. I liked it a lot. One of the things I didn't like about it is you can't go back. So once you've beat Mothership Zeta and you've left the ship,
yeah,
you can never go back to the ship.
That's not... I mean, it makes a lot of sense, but it does suck.
It does, but it sucks. Like, any of those... And we're going to see a theme for this, because in some of the other DLCs for some of the other games, we're going to run into this same problem.
Yeah.
Where it's like, really cool area, would love to be able to come back and explore it more, or even just talk about it some more.
Yeah.
But it kind of cuts us off, and that's all you get.
Uh-huh.
And you're done with it. So, like, Broken Steel, that's just a continuation of the game. I believe you can go back to the pit anytime you want to.
Yeah.
Operation Anchorage is kind of a one and done, right? Because you do the simulation, you get all the rewards in the vault, and then you just leave. Because why would you stay?
Yeah.
At that point? Point Lookout, you can come back anytime you want to. And Mothership Zeta, one and done.
Okay.
So, super cool.
Yeah.
Really fun. Loved Fallout 3. Again, it was one of the first ones I started with. You have a bunch of different companions you get to choose from. Like, Dogmeat is one of the continuing companions through, I believe, every single Fallout game has had a Dogmeat.
Because it's dog meat. Like, everybody loves a dog, okay?
Mm-hmm.
A universal language of pet, I think. You know?
And they came up with a canonical reason for why you can have multiples if Dogmeat dies.
Okay.
You can take a perk that if Dogmeat dies, you can find a new dog named Dogmeat back in the junkyard that you find Dogmeat in first, because Dogmeat had puppies.
That's a really good perk. That's a really good perk. I enjoy that perk a lot.
Anybody who doesn't take that perk is a monster. Well, because it's also got, like, you know, the Vault Boy and, like, the Chibi stuff.
Yeah.
It's that, but for Dogmeat, and Dogmeat's, like, kind of laying on their side, and they've got, like, multiple puppies that are just, like, nursing. And it's, like, Dogmeat had puppies. I think the perk is literally called Dogmeat Had Puppies.
That's adorable.
But yes, with that is the end. This is 30 years after the events of Fallout 2, but unfortunately we don't really get to see anything that happened in Fallout 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Here, because again, it's the capital wasteland. It's this whole brand new area, which was very cool and very fun. But yeah, that's kind of, the whole game of Fallout 3.
That's so fun!
Is there any thoughts or anything you would like to kind of...
So, what is your favorite Fallout game of all of the Fallout games that have come out?
Oh, it's probably Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah.
I loved Fallout 4, I loved Fallout 3, and to be fair, I played Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4, and Fallout 76. Of those, I think it's probably New Vegas. Fallout 4 was pretty close, but that's just because I think they had the technology to do a better job. So they were able to tell a better story, they were able to have more characters, like more interesting weapons, etc., because they had more money.
Yeah.
And that was great that they were able to do that, super fun. Despite all the bugs and glitches and stuff in the game, I still loved it. But Fallout New Vegas, the Old West vibe fits so well with a sci-fi setting. It's just perfect, right? Like, you have these gunslinging, like, 6-shooter cowboys.
Yeah.
Mixed with, like, alien blasters and rays and stuff like that. And I don't know why it works.
But it does.
But it really, really does.
I mean, Cowboys versus Aliens has been a trope for, like... I mean, I think there's literally a movie called Cowboys versus Aliens.
There is.
It's just... You're right, it does. That's, like, sci-fi, but make it Western. Like, it works so well. And I love a good space cowboy. They should do Fallout in space.
I mean, that was kind of what Mothership Zeta was.
Right, exactly.
And they even have a show called Captain Cosmo, which is basically Star Trek in the Fallout universe.
That's fun.
It's canon. Like, that's actually a thing. I love that. I love it so much.
That makes sense, because, like, they're a civilization. They're gonna have entertainment. They're gonna have television shows and comics and,
Right. But with that, next episode, we're getting into, again, probably my favorite Fallout game, Fallout New Vegas, and we'll talk about everything that you do in that game and how it differs from Fallout 3.
I'm very excited.
What was your favorite part about Fallout 3 so far?
Fallout 3, I am glad we get to finalize Harold's story, I think. I think he deserves a little bit more justice for Harold. I think he deserves better, but I like the idea that he gets to have, like, an ending to his story, I've been wondering about it since Fallout 1.
If there was an area that you could make, or like a setting that you could have for the new Fallout game, where would it be?
I want something international. Show me Australia. Like, either that or somewhere with, like, crazy animals. I also love a good swamp. So, like, deep, like, Florida swamp area. And Florida in general, because you'd have those, like, big beaches. You'd have, like, the swampy swamp. You'd have the, like, hillbilly trope, almost. So I think, like, a swampy area would be fun, or something international.
I think Australia would work really well, again, into that cowboys and aliens motif that I love so much for the Fallout games. So I would definitely do Australia. Although if they do, I just know that they're going to have mutated spiders, and
and you're like, don't.
I don't know if I want that. But, it's just some of those things. But anyway, with that, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to check out our Patreon if you haven't already checked it out, where our viewers get access to these episodes a whole week earlier at every tier. So if you enjoyed this podcast and want access to it a whole week earlier, and some exclusive small bonus episodes that we're coming out with that are only there for our Patreon subscribers, please do go check us out on Patreon. And check out Emily's cookbook, The Copper Spoon Chronicles, available now wherever books are sold, for the cookbook adventure of your dreams. So with that, without further ado, we'll see you all again next time. And until then... Goodbye,
Bye.
merry travelers!
Goodbye, traveler!